Pukekohe's Navigation Home Stadium has become the home of rugby league here with the Pasifika Youth Cup. Here today, New Zealand Maori v Niue will be our final game of day two. Day two has been filled with excellent action. We've seen some amazing rugby league. Just to top it off, two great teams, New Zealand Maori and Niue, to finish us off on the women's side of the draw. With me, Willie Poching. Willie, how are you?
Good afternoon. Yeah, good, thank you. Thanks. I'm excited to see some more fantastic rugby league as we have done throughout the day and throughout the last 2 days, in fact.
New Zealand Maori very successful in their day one action, taking an 88-0 win over the Cook Islands. Today they look to continue that work that they set upon in day one. Niue, they went down to Samoa 78-0. So they have a lot of work to do if they want to keep themselves in at the business end of this competition. As we see the cultural performances from both sides. The Pasifika Youth Cup has been all about family this year. We have a moment's silence to honour the passing of the grandfather of Jagatui, a member of the Niue side, who sadly passed away yesterday. Our thoughts are with her family, the Tui family, down in Invercargill. Our condolences to the Tui family, who I'm sure will be hurting right now. This community here at the Pasifika Youth Cup stands with you in your heartache. I'm sure the Niue side today will be playing for Jaga and her family.
No doubt, no doubt. Big motivation for them, and as you said, our thoughts, our prayers, our love for more of the Pasifika Rugby League community with her family and everyone there. And as we do at times like this, the Rugby League family comes together and we support each other, and that's no different right now.
It's one of the best parts of this Pasifika Youth Cup is the family and the whānau that have come and supported throughout this entire tournament to date. Today, despite the sweltering heat, the fans haven't left. They've been loud, they've been proud. And with so many cultures on show, it's so great to have such a great community here supporting these young players. Absolutely.
Been a really awesome turnout here today, and the expectations is that'll grow over the next couple of days leading into the final day on Sunday. And we get any more than this, it'll be a huge, huge successful event, which I know it's going to be, and it has been already.
Can't imagine getting in any louder. Some of these crowds, especially some of the Pasifika teams that have come out here when the big hits have started coming in and the tries have been scored in those tight matches, the volume levels have just lifted the roof off this place. For
sure, and what I've loved is the other countries supporting the others when they're playing, and it's not just the Tongan supporters supporting Tonga, it's everybody, and just supporting and cheering and applauding good football and good play. As we've seen over the last couple of games, some massive hits too.
This age grade level, the community game, family is so, so important. And it's great to have such a great packed crowd here at the Pasifika Youth Cup.
And unfortunately for the Maoris, as we've seen in the last couple of games, an error from the kickoff to start the game. It wouldn't be at all what the coach was impressing on his team and how to start the game. And already they're on defence, defending their goal line.
Whainuu Kirasoma, the captain of the team, taking that hit up, and Niue with an excellent opportunity indeed. That's Sternly in defence there. Talatonu in a good tackle. So they come back to the left. Tongiatama. To the short side, and it's in the hands of Westland. Kyra Westland, close to the line. She's very close here, and Niue with a great opportunity. The kick in behind, there's a lot of space, it bounces off the post. It's collected. Faulkner Luke with the ball, and she's going to try and work it out of her in goal. She won't be able to, but a very patient and clever set there from Niue, ending in a goal line dropout.
And a smart kick. Smart kick to kick towards the post. Fullback was out of place. They knew the defensive line was rushing up. And a great carry by Westland. Some nice footwork, putting the dent into the defensive line of the New Zealand Aotearoa Maori. And they have to defend again, New Zealand Maori, as Niue just want to keep coming in waves.
Rian Limatua on the kick return. Niue, I have to say, they feel unlucky that kick deflected off the post, because they had a really good chase line coming in after that kick. But here now, the opportunity is far from over as they send one of the big props into the line, Zerlin Vakanofiti. Out wide, Westland. Westland, Kyra Westland. From Hornby High School. Out in Canterbury. Through the hands and back to Vakanofiti. Taking their time here, Niue building into their set, and the kick is messy and it's collected. And the New Zealand Maori are away. What speed on show here. As they speed away towards the line, it's Maria Faulkner Luke, who again is on hand to collect a kick and score the try. Going 90 metres there, Maria Faulkner Luke.
And a try against the run of play. I like some of their energy, the New Zealand Maori, when they're defending. They're really urgent to get their numbers in the right spots. And quite fortunate, Niue not to come up with a try at the first kick. This time, really misplaced. It was never going to be deep enough to go into the in-goal area. and threaten or try and get another drop out. And Faulkner Luke pouncing onto the ball. She got a kind bounce and she made her own luck, but showed a real clean pair of heels and a turn of speed to go 95 metres and score the opening try for the New Zealand Maori. And as a coach, it's always pleasing. You're really pleased when you're able to score tries through your D and through your efforts defensively. And that's one of those moments that it's easy to knock off on last play. But when you're still working hard right through to the kick and after the kick, you get your rewards, and that's the case in this one.
Yeah, Faulkner Luke there from Bay of Islands up north, and on that occasion she was there to snatch up that kick and go the long distance. She was also there to collect the kick that deflected off the post. So on 2 occasions she's been pretty alert to that kick in behind from Niue, and on that occasion rewarded handsomely for her speed.
And like every smart halfback, she can read the game and put herself in the right positions. And that's what you're talking about, being there to collect the ball and nullify any threats that the opposition come up with, and she did that.
Niue with the kick off, and it's bouncing. Mihi Koroma Kerr picking it up and taking on the defence. It's a nice carry from her, very evasive running. Now barrelling forward. New Zealand Māori, good strong carries. Big dummy sold, and away they go. One defender left in front, and Olive Connolly just dragged down, but a brilliant run from her. Connolly now space wide if they can get it there. Out to the winger, and Aspen York-Nakor scores the second try for New Zealand Māori, built straight from the kickoff, and they were too hard to stop.
But put that down to Olive Connolly. That was her try. She made it, and it was a fantastic mix of physical and skill, footwork, and turn of pace to get through the gap. But the dummy that she showed to get through and create the space was unlucky to beat the last line of defence, and then some smart play to move the ball out for Aspen York-Nakor to score out on the left-hand side. And the New Zealand Māori, fantastic back-to-back tries. Alarming sign there for Niue off the kickoff was the fact that they weren't able to present a solid defensive line. Right off the kickoff, when it almost bounced out again, the line was really broken and fragmented, and it just disrupts your ability to be able to get any good clean shots and control of the tackle to go again. And that's what happened, because they were broken and they weren't square, weren't straight as a line. They weren't able to get themselves set, and then Olive Connolly just went to work with the ball.
10-0 conversion unsuccessful. Some great work from Olive Connolly indeed on that play, and also Ashley Matapo to draw in that last defender on the wing. And that lateral run that set up Aspen York-Nakor for the try. So a bouncing ball picked up by New Zealand Māori, and they've definitely got their tails up after
that's a couple.
Two
That's
good
a couple
tries.
of kickoffs now that they've struggled with New Zealand Māori, and in an area that the coach will have a little bit of concern about.
Deja Tuliao with a nice carry there from dummy half. A big tackle coming in from Talitono. But New Zealand Māori certainly have the momentum, building upfield nicely. Whakalelu with the carry. Now Liafe, and a kick high. This is very high. It's a well-placed kick. It's going to be tough to bring down. New Zealand Māori can't quite get their hands to it, so it'll be Niue position. An offside, in fact.
Someone's in front of the kicker. Referee Liam O'Brien on the money.
A good chance for Niue now.
Yeah, poor set-end finish for the Māori. Nice build-up in the play, but they would have liked to have finished a little bit further in the corner and squeeze Niue to come out. Instead, Niue get a penalty right near halfway. And you just want to see them put the defence under some pressure, and running one out like that isn't going to be the way to do it. Just throw some more questions at the physicality of the Māori defence.
Nicky Lee, Tapuro.
It's 2 one-out carries where they've almost lost ground.
Lily Panga driven backwards. Good hit on her, but the ball's on the way. The referee's called a knock on that play. So, New Zealand Māori working hard on both attack and defence, and on that occasion, Niue just not finding any gaps at all.
Because they're getting control, they're able to get some line speed, and as I said, they're driving them backwards, getting over the advantage line, the defenders of the New Zealand Māori. On that occasion, it was Olive Connolly and Rihanna Leafapaki, who weren't only just urgent to get over the advantage line, but physical to throw their shoulders in and forcing the ball to come loose and getting a knock on.
Now, Mihi Koromo Kurt. Ball drops forward, so New Zealand Māori maybe just a little bit eager there to attack down that short side and got a little bit ahead of themselves.
Yeah, they look like when they've played to a little bit of a structure in the lead up so far in these first 12 minutes of the game, that's when they've looked threatening. They've got a real cohesion about them, the New Zealand Māori, and they're pushing into the right holes, they're supporting and putting on some nice pass plays. The ad-lib stuff on that occasion backfired. What I'd like to see from the Niueans is a bit of life, and when they force these errors, when they get these positive moments in the game, and try and find something positive to grow and get out of it, and give them some sort of push and confidence.
Struggles to get confidence when you're meeting brick walls like Olive Connolly in defence. She gets up and makes another tackle. Busy today in the first 10 minutes. Olive Connolly from Villa Maria High School down in Christchurch.
She's had a wonderful opening start to the game, Olive Connolly, obviously making that break, but some of her defensive efforts and putting her body on the line for her team has been outstanding.
Moonlight Moala on the carry. Fake to the dummy runner and put it in behind with the boot of Westland. Will sit up nicely for New Zealand Māori, and Tuliao is wrapped up well by Niue, but it's New Zealand Māori possession. Now Aspen York Nakua, try scorer.
You can just see there's some real threats in the Aotearoa Maori side. Some of their pace, of some of their ball carriers, they've got a real zip about them.
They look threatening, don't they? Not afraid to show a bit of footwork, and at the line there, big bump off, brave work from Melanie Siosiwa, who put her body on the line there and managed to dislodge the ball. So Niue rewarded for some brave defence there. Back to the short side, Tongia Tama.
And there's a couple of occasions now where they've disrupted the attack of the Aotearoa Maori side, Niue, and they've got to take a whole lot of confidence out of that.
Good carry there. That time, Laufau Siosiwa. Talitonu. Nia Tony needs some quick ball. Westland over to Whanuu Kirasoma, the captain, driven backwards. Some good defence on her from the New Zealand Māori side. Ashley Matapo involved there. Westland kicking in behind, kicking it dead. So you're right, it just seems Niue need a bit of innovation in their attack.
And we're going to give Rihanna Leafa Paki a real massive rap here. She's put herself to work here defensively. She's put herself out and putting her body on the line, just like Olive Connolly. But on that occasion, it was her kick pressure to go out and pressure Westland and force her to make a rush kick. And in doing so, that's why she couldn't get any control and kicks it dead. And that's why they have 7 tackles, all because of Leafa Paki's really good work and effort.
Jordan Lay, Westrip. Nice run off dummy half, picking up some good metres. Aspen York Ngākoa continuing that progress up the field. A nice run and nearly the offload there. Rostalia Smith up through the back line. Liafe. Te Raukura Liafe taking the tackle there. As they look to spin it wide, it's in the hands of Katiao. At the back and will look to kick, and it's another high one. Getting some good height on these bombs. And this one nearly sits up for New Zealand Māori, but it was knocked on.
Unlucky for New Zealand Māori. I thought it was a knock on from Niue, but he's given that it went backwards from Niue, and in trying to clean it up, Aotearoa Maori have knocked the ball on, but the kick was better. The positioning of the kick was better. Trying to get it in the corner, almost got the result they needed, but just in the clean-up, couldn't quite cleanly take the ball well enough. But they're in a real position to squeeze up defensively, but as I said, in these moments where they get opportunities to get the ball in their hands, Niue's got to find some energy, some confidence, and really grow from it and punish the opposition with it.
New Zealand Māori, one of the 2 unbeaten teams left in the women's side of the Pacific Youth Cup. Samoa, the other dominant team on the women's side of the draw, and those 2 look destined for a meeting later on in this tournament. You'd have to think they've both got to be building in their games and looking at ways to improve, even if potentially the scorelines suggest that they've been perfect. There's always areas that they can be really finessing.
Yeah, and I agree. They were the standard setters on day one, and they look like they're carrying on some of those levels today. Whilst it's all not Aotearoa Māori's easy going in this one, you can see that they have some dominant features about their game and about some of their individuals.
Westland did well there to get a kick away, and real pressure put down on New Zealand Māori. Lee Westrip doing well to pick up that ball. It was awkward. They've kept possession. Liafe takes it forward. Into the defensive line. Another incisive carry. That time to Luau. Again from dummy half. Those 2 together, Ngākoa and Tuliao, the centre and the winger, both not afraid to come in at dummy half and make some strong carries. So they hit it up again, a nice pass, finding Billy Va'a in space. And now Matapo, close to the line.
Great D from Niue. Smothering, energetic. They just need to transfer some of that energy and work into their offensive play. And as I said before, they can't have these one-out carries or these people just running from dummy half. It's just easy pickings for the defence of the Aotearoa Maori side, and they're too good a side to go one out.
Chong and Tapuro both trading carries. Right, Niue Gonna have to throw something else at this New Zealand Māori side.
And there's an injury on the other side of the field, and
We'll stop play quickly.
it's one of the Aotearoa Maori girls, by the look of it.
New Zealand Māori throughout the contest so far, they've been dominant, but this was really against the run of play, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, and opportunistic as it may seem for the Aotearoa Maori side. You know, she put herself in the right position, did Faulkner Luke, and it wasn't all done and dusted then. She still had 95 metres to go. As I said, she showed a clean pair of heels to go down the distance and open the scoring.
Converted the try herself, and then here, after the excellent break from Olive Connolly, it was Ashley Matapo who drifted across the field, committed the defenders, and unleashed Aspen York Nakoa to score.
Yeah, winger holding a spot, finding the space on the edges, and the Aotearoa Maori go back to back. And at that moment in time, when the Maori scored back-to-back tries, early doors, it felt like the dam was going to break and the floodworks were going to open as far as the scoring for the Maori. But to their credit, they've hung in there and they've defended well and forced some errors of Niue. And they're giving themselves a chance here.
Westland. A loose pass that Niue have had to scramble backwards to collect. They boot it downfield, and there's space there. It's being chased, but Nakoa, calm, under duress, managing to fend away a defender and go forward. Picked up by Va'a, Billy Va'a. Still going. Dragged to ground. They want quick ball. Great. Smith back on the inside. Setting the ruck in centre field. It's in the hands of Faulkner Luke. Backing on the inside, spinning. Nearly over. Just short. New Zealand Māori now. Can they get their third try of the game? Faulkner Luke, wide ball, over the top. Nakoa couldn't reel it in. And Niue again managed to repel that attacking effort.
It's a couple of occasions on their goal line. They've had to defend full sets and done it really, really well. The New Zealand Māori are looking to turn balls back inside and put plays on to test the middle and break them down. But I just feel like the joys for the New Zealand Māori are going to come when they play to the edges a bit more and get the ball out to the wingers. And they'll find themselves getting some joy a bit early in the play rather than on last play as they did on that occasion.
Injured player there for New Zealand Māori that we saw leave the field, Jordan Lee Westrup. So we hope that she recovers quickly and is available for the rest of the tournament. New Zealand Māori, a large squad, but they'll have to lean on every single player to get through what is a marathon over 5 days here.
It's a big effort, isn't it? It's a big ask, but these young athletes, they love it.
Now, Adre Walker Tuele Tufunga with a nice carry. And Westrup again kicking early, just trying to search out some space in behind, but struggling to do so. New Zealand Māori are definitely containing those kicks.
They are, and then finding some joy after the kick because of that facet of play that I mentioned earlier from the kickoff. The line's broken, and they're just sending one aggressive chaser, and then they're followed slowly by 2 and 3. They just need to try and present a line if they can.
Tuliao doing well to shrug off and fend off a couple of defenders. Tapuro staying with her, and eventually Westland bringing her to ground, but a nice carry there. However, an error in the play of the ball will reward Niue.
And I dare say the coaching staff from the Aotearoa Maori will be quite disappointed with their error rate and how many mistakes they're making, and full credit to Niue, they're forcing a lot of those. But nonetheless, the coaching staff for the Aotearoa Maori will be disappointed that they're missing one, opportunities to score, but also giving the ball over to give them opportunities.
Well, Niue will certainly see this as real improvement from day one, given that they'd conceded 30 or 40 points to Samoa by this time on day one, and New Zealand Maori have only been able to score 10 points on them so far.
Huge improvement.
That's what these teams are looking for across this tournament. It's just to grow as players and as a unit. And Niue now through Tapuro, Nikili Tapuro. Out to Westland. Drops off a ball to Pitau. Slow play of the ball. Westland having to go back for the pass. Thinks about a kick, decides to send it wide into the hands of Tongiatama, but she's met well in defence. Liafe with the tackle. High ball nearly spilled. And a good tackle coming in. Coralie Westland on the chase.
Nice chase. Just lost their way attacking wise. Never really threw anything back. Tried to come through the right hand edge of their attack. So asked some questions, but they needed to move the ball and push it a little bit more. And some of that may be down to the fatigue factor and the fact that they've had to defend a fair bit. But positions like now where they get them in right in their half, right deep, need to make them pay for it.
Niue yet to score a try at this tournament. They may concede here, breaking them wide open. Felila Whakaleoleo will go over. What a break. What an individual effort from Felila Whakaleoleo, who scores their third try. New Zealand Maori finally add to their tally.
And a great individual piece of play from Whakalelu, and just a willingness to bust open. And they didn't deserve that, Niue, especially on the back of that aggressive kick chase and putting a couple of decent defensive plays together, and just have the wall broken in that fashion. Not getting enough bodies in front, and then the poor fullback couldn't handle the damaging style of run and the defender of Whakalelu, who finished off the break with a well-taken try under the post. The Māori extend their lead out. And as I said, Niueans didn't deserve that. They'd been working hard up until that time, and 10-0 would have been a real credit to them going into half-time, but nonetheless, this is, as you mentioned earlier, this is still a real positive sign of growth for them as a team on the back of yesterday. A sign of growth as a collective, but also some of the individuals have been a lot better today.
You'd have to say an individual effort there from Whakalelu to score that one, coming in off the bench, using the interchange and bringing an impact. But in terms of systems in defence, Niue have stood up and been able to stop a lot of the attacking strategy that New Zealand Māori have tried to throw at them.
And frustrated them into errors and overplaying and doing things they didn't do yesterday. And Whakalelu come on off the bench, as you said, and when you have your bench players come off, especially when you've got a starter like Olive Connolly, who started the game so well and been so dominant, when they come off for a rest, the expectation is when you come off the bench, you've got to carry that mantle. You've got a standard to live up to, and she's definitely done that.
Samoa yesterday came away with a great win over the New Zealand Māori. And in that game, the interchange and that bench were a massive factor. The depth of these squads and their ability to use impact players and power athletes off the bench could be a really big aspect of winning games later on in crunch time.
For sure, and more often than not, when you're coming off the bench, you're coming off when the starters or the opposition have hit a bit of fatigue and the sting of the game, as we say, has gone out. So you've got to come on and make an impact. You've got to come on and you not necessarily change the game, but you've got to be impactful in a positive way.
And Felila Whakalelu has really brought that impact. Big carry there, and that try has broken open the game. New Zealand Māori attacking with confidence now. VAR, an offload, can't quite reach the hands. Or has it? New Zealand Māori somehow come away with that. Managed to snatch it out of the air. They'll keep possession, but they're attacking well here. It's Claudia Finau offloading. Held up just as Matapo, Ashley Matapo, held up.
And that was a wonderful offload by Claudia Finau, I think it was, to Matapo. Wonderful left-hand offload, and you thought she was going to score for all money. And unfortunately, and again, it's great scramble from Niue.
Here come New Zealand Māori in their space to attack, and they exploit it. Te Raukura Liafe scores the try.
And had to, and we mentioned earlier, about halfway through this first half, New Zealand Māori had an attacking chance and they kept turning the ball back underneath, trying to go through the middle. This may be the key for them, just to move the ball out to the edges. They found the winger wanting and they found themselves in a 4-on-1 situation, and that may be the key for the second half to them.
Try just before the halftime hooter, puts it to 20-0, conversion to come, and a space that they exploited out wide. A nice pass out in front to Te Raukura Liafe. She scores the try.
And full credit to the Māori and Te Raukura Liafe and all the other players in the team for creating those opportunities, but you can't help but feel sorry for Niue to concede those 2 tries late on in a half that they've more than competed against one of the better sides in the tournament. To concede those 2 and go in at 20-0 when 5 minutes ago it was 10-0. There's a totally different complexion to the game and gives you a totally different mindset as a side. And Māoris will come in really, really confident. How has that dented Niue's mindset going into the second half? We'll have to wait and see when we come back.
Conversion successful. And so at half time, the score is 22-0. New Zealand Māori over Niue.
It's an absolute feast.
At Pertec, we understand that our customer needs their plant and equipment up, running and available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Using only world-class product from the likes of Bridgestone and Yokohama, there is no compromise for your valuable machines. Our attention to detail and precision is second to none. It's this customer experience that separates Pertec from the pack. Pertec, we'll keep you operating.
Half time here in Pukekohe Navigation Home Stadium. New Zealand Māori in the final game of day 2 are up 22-0 over Niue. As we look at the highlights, well, it was against the run of play, the first try, but Maria Faulkner-Luke took her chance, took her opportunity and sped away for an excellent try, long range.
Yeah, opportunistic somewhat, but some work ethic on the last play to get off the line, put some pressure. The kick was never going to be good enough, unfortunately for Niue, but it bounced right into her arms, and she raced 95 metres to open the scoreline after being under some pressure, the New Zealand Maori in the early stages on the defensive line.
Olive Connolly with the break before this try was scored.
Huge effort from Olive Connolly. She was the one that disrupted and did all the damage to the Niue defensive line. A simple, nice read out to the left for Aspen York Nakor to score out in the left hand, and the second try for the New Zealand Maori in concession. You thought it was going to be a bit of danger time. Took a little while for this one, and took a little while for them to score. In fact, it took about 20 minutes for Whakalelu to make the break, to steam through the defensive line, take on the fullback, be too strong with the fend, round the post, score underneath, and get the Maori to the New Zealand side. And this was with about 4 minutes to go in the half. And there were some opportunities for Niue to get themselves in it, but unfortunately, such was the desperation in their defence to plug the middle. They exposed some holes on the edges, and the New Zealand Maori just shifting the ball out to the right-hand side, and it was Te Raukura Leawhi to close off the half with the try. New Zealand Maori scored with the conversion, and that's how we get to the 22-0. So New Zealand Maori starting the game quite well, finishing off really strongly. The middle parts were really patchy. The middle part was really patchy, and that'll be concerning for the New Zealand Maori side. For Niue, stayed in the contest, and unfortunately for them, they conceded those two, and it gives the complexion on the scoreboard a very, very different look to what it could have been.
The one change, surely, from the coaches for Niue, some variation in the attack. Can they find some holes and break open this New Zealand Maori defence?
Yeah, some variation in support. Support. Love the effort and the courage to want to carry the ball, but the physicality of the New Zealand Maori defenders are such that they're just able to physically push the carriers, the one-out carriers at least, from Niue backwards. And they get a positive start here. Niue, ball's gone just over the 10-metre line, which makes it live. It's gone backwards, and the New Zealand Maori have knocked it forward. So already, a bit like the first half, they get back into their work and they get to an opportunity. We'll see if they're able to implement some of the stuff we're talking about, pushing and moving together and asking some different questions other than just running one out.
Tactically, a nice kick-off. It could have worked very well if that bounce just hadn't bounced over the top of the chase line. And eventually a knock-on there for New Zealand Maori. Niue now with a scrum just inside their own half. Knocked backwards from Westland. She has to scramble back. There's pressure on her from Whakalelu. Not the ideal first phase off the scrum. Talitonu tries to get them back on the front foot. Barging forward.
Yeah, barging forward, carrying the ball forward, but New Zealand Maori able to get numbers and see how slow the ruck is. The defensive line is set. They're able to come up as a line now.
A little bit of variance there.
Yeah.
Let's hope if they can build into their work here. Niue, they're over halfway. Out to Westland, through the hands, trying to shift it, just not quite reaching Moonlight Moala, and it's Tapuro who again has to clean things up. We have one more tackle in the set. It's a messy ball, but Moala does well to keep her hands on it. Takes on the line and beats a defender.
I'm not sure if she knows it's last tackle. Yeah, I didn't think she had any awareness that it was last tackle. Unfortunate for Niue. Unfortunate that they almost finished where it started. Now they got the turnover from the kickoff. They just haven't been able to make the ground necessary to hurt the defensive line of the New Zealand Maori, who
Good
in turn get a
defence
chance to, yeah.
Moonlight Moala coming in and tackling close to the ruck. Westland involved again. I'm impressed by the work effort of her, Kyra Lee Westland. As the New Zealand Maori break open through the middle. Smith into play halfback. Scrum half. Whakalilu. A go-to option to carry the ball. And now Gray wrapped up well.
Great D.
Eva Archong
Well read.
using her speed, committing to the tackle and kick. Moonlight Moala has to clean it up. It's messy. It's knocked forward in the eyes of the referee, and so Niue survive what looked like a very dangerous situation there.
And a dangerous kick. You know, the difference between that kick and the one that New Zealand Maori scored on when they recovered in the first half was a matter of inches. It's just far enough behind the defensive line that they had to hustle and go back to it. In doing so, they fumbled, and unfortunate for the New Zealand Maori, Claudia Fina wasn't able to put the ball down. But you've got to say, again, they've repelled another series of attack of the Niue side.
Penalty awarded there at the ruck, and so Niue
Tap start. And a not bad carry. Going to try and get over this halfway line if they can.
quick pick up and run. Deirdre Walker, Tuiletu Fonga. Big collision. There's Whainuu Kirasoma takes on the line. Westland, nice ball, nearly intercepted. They'll call the knock on from Moonlight Moala. I like the ambition there to try and get it out to the edge.
At 22-0, they've got to come up with something. And just a bit of push would probably be safer, but they're seeing the opportunity. And they see the play on the edge, and it was a nice pass. Just disrupted by the waving hand of the New Zealand Maori defender. I'd like to see them a little bit further down the field, and whether they need to kick themselves in that position. We'll see them attack the line and come up with something. Oh, unfortunately, there Niue.
Dropped off for Va'a, who collides with Talitonu. Now Gray. Pass just too far out in front of her support.
Yeah, too low. Too low.
Jada Maniopoto unable to collect that one.
The idea was right. As I said, they're starting to see that there were the back end of the first half. There were some opportunities on the edges there. If they can just hold their shape and get out and expose the tightness of the defensive line of Niue, they'll get those chances. But again, this is Niue's opportunity. You've got to try and ramp up in numbers and carry as strong as they can and play a bit quicker with the ball.
Westland has been a playmaker today for Niue. Italy really struggled to make plays. Their role in this team clearly integral though. Making a lot of decisions, and a penalty again. New Zealand Maori, that's the second time they've considered a penalty at the ruck in the second half.
And that's reward for Westland. One, beating a couple of defenders and having the urgency to try and fight for every inch. But then once she was on the ground, trying to fight to get up and play quick. That's an indication to the referee that if you are fighting and you're not able to get to your feet in the time that's sufficient or feels sufficient to the ref, then the opposition must be holding you down. So just trying to get that fight or that wriggle when you're playing the ball is really important.
Good carries coming in here from Niue. They're building. Just outside the 20. It's Westland who fakes a cut, takes on the line, finds Tapuro, who engages the line nicely. She's been wrapped up in a double tackle. She's being pushed forward. Here now is their opportunity. Moonlight Moala again taking on the line. This will be their final. Slinging it to Westland, who kicks and finds the opposition, and Whakalilu. That's a disappointing end to what was probably the most promising attacking effort of the game for Niue so far.
The outcome is disappointing. The outcome is not what they wanted. They would like to come up with something a little bit more than that, but they're in the right position. We've got to try and play down here as long as they can and turn that attack into D.
Nakoa again met with a stubborn tackle of Talitonu. She bounced away from it, but Talitonu has been adding some real impact on defence with a couple of her hits. She's come back onto the field, and now Matapo, a good carry there. New Zealand Māori feeling they need to put some more impetus into their carries, and they'll definitely get it. And the carry of Claudia Finau, and she offloads Rastalia Smith. Rastalia Smith just speeds around the last defender and over the line. Great try, New Zealand Māori, the first in the second half for them.
And a great play up the middle, some strong carries from the New Zealand Māori, creating some momentum. A great offload and push. And a great support there with Rastalia Smith. And some footwork to beat the fullback. Still had some work to do. And from the moment she received the ball, she had to turn on the gas and did so amazingly well. Left all defenders in her wake, just the fullback to beat, and just rounded her, put out the left hand for a fend. And as you say, opened the scoring for the second half.
It wasn't a showy step at all, but the way that she used that footwork to completely misdirect the defender and think that she was heading left and then burn her on the right. Some very subtle and impressive footwork from Rastalia Smith.
Yeah, it wasn't Whakalilu like at all, was it? She was more power and get out of the way, whereas she was, I'll just round you and just keep you at bay enough not to get close to me. And
we can't all be Whakalilu.
No, no. She's been a real powerhouse.
Conversion missed from Kerr. So 26-0. New Zealand Māori lead Niue. First try of the second half. And the final game here on day 2.
And again, a sign of improvement for Niue is it's taken the New Zealand Māori 10 minutes in this half to score. Yesterday they were scoring at will against the Cook Islands, and I'm not being hopefully disrespectful to the Cook Island team, but they were scoring at will and they were ticking the scoreboard over, and to keep them to 10 minutes and defend hard for 10 minutes and frustrate them for 10 minutes is a real sign of growth. Because Samoa were almost doing the same to Niue yesterday.
Tackle by tackle, set by set, isn't
almost.
It? Looking for improvement in all areas of the game. Olive Connolly on the hit up. She's an imposing figure, taking on this Niue defence. Now Maniapoto from Manukura is wrapped up. I'll attack again. This time Kachao.
Nice tackle and effort from Archong.
Now Finau, Claudia Finau, Claudia Finau, one to beat. Tapuro manages to get her arms around it, but she offloads. And Te Raukura Liafe scores again. A double in her first game against the Cook Islands and a double today.
And great work there from Claudia Finau to get through, but equally some great defence there from Tapuro. Great defence to put herself in this, almost stopped the play and stop them from scoring, but unfortunately Te Raukura Liafe was in support, and another try for the Māori straight under the sticks.
Her second try today, Te Raukura Liafe from the Randwick Club in Wellington, Sacred Heart College in Wellington. She's a real talent, like a few of these players in the side from Wellington.
As I said, there's some wonderful athletes on display here throughout this tournament, but especially throughout this game. But within that, some fantastic footballers. Their ability to offload and get the ball free, understand where they need to support and what lines they need to run. Fantastic, fantastic to witness.
As we see here, Claudia Finau. She knows how to find her way to the line, but on this occasion, Nikki Lee Tapuro said, not through me. She was able to get the offload away, but some brave and undying defensive effort there from Niue, who have to be commended for the way that they've played today, despite the scoreline.
The middles, the starting middles for the New Zealand Māori. Finau, Connolly, Leafe Paki, who's been playing at hooker and Matapo, have been outstanding. They've been really, really strong, both on attack and defence.
Big step coming in there. Tuliao. Deja Tuliao. A nice step. Now they carry down the short side and into space. That went a hand. Certainly would have been trouble.
And the idea was right, and she almost executed it perfectly. She saw that there was only one defender, there was two attackers down the short side. Going down there, she just didn't quite get the pass right. She drew the defender well, but didn't quite get the pass execution on the money as it should have been. Had it been right on the button, it could have been another 60-metre try for the New Zealand Māori, but that's not the case. And a bit like the last game where we were cheering on Tonga at the end of the game to come home with something, with 15 minutes to go, we're cheering on Niue. They deserve to come away with something here.
Chong, Eva Chong, their captain, takes the first carry from the scrum. It's Tony, who plays dummy half. Mia Tony. Finding Tangiao Misipika. Chance Tangiao Misipika, the older sister. Between her and Charlie, Tangiao Misipika, who also plays for Niue. Talitonu now on the carry, beating a defender. Takes a couple more. She's close. She's very close to the line there. Talitonu, great carry. Danica Talitonu. Now a real opportunity, a wide ball over the top. Moonlight Moala dragged down, a good defensive tackle there from Tuliao. And it's a handover, but that felt like a real opportunity for Niue.
It did, their best opportunity, unfortunately going close. And Moonlight Moala had a chance, and even if she had a pass that, I'm not sure if they would have got there, because the fullback for the New Zealand Māori, Jada Maniapoto, was coming in coverage. But yeah, great opportunity, great chance gone. But good to see them with 13 minutes going, that they're still trying to create, they're still trying to put, and they've got better as the game got on at creating these opportunities.
Now, Nakua. Driving their way up the field. New Zealand Māori, the big ball carriers, have been imposing today. And a nice tackle coming in there for Niue, but the offload means that the carriers just keep coming. Going to ground there. Janisha Blakelock. A kick high into the air. Westland taking it.
And again, pretty good defence from New Zealand Māori. Some nice play from the New Zealand Māori. Nice defence from Niue, keeping them out. I just worry that they're expending all their energy defending, and they've got very little in the tank to attack with.
Like Moala wrapped up. Leofe did well there. Didn't give her much time to work with. Trying to run from dummy half. Westland. One pass. And then Tongiatama takes it forward. Not making much meters here. The kick is charged. The ball's bouncing, it'll be picked up. And Gray, well, nearly over for the try. But they've got possession and they're close to the line. It's Leafapaki who's held up.
And it's Meleni Siua with the try-saving tackle to get around the ball and stop Leafapaki from getting the ball down. So they're still showing some signs of desperation, and good on them, Niue.
Breaking away and bouncing through tackles and over the line. It's Ashley Matapo for New Zealand Māori, extending their lead to 36-0.
And too strong again on that occasion. Not, whilst they come up with the try saver beforehand, just don't have enough to back and repel wave after wave. And it's the second wave on that occasion where the New Zealand Māori are able to shift the ball out, and too strong on that occasion going over there. And again, we're wishful, we're hopeful that Niue are able to come over, and we're cheering them, we're riding them home to try and get something here. But such is the talent and the abilities of this New Zealand Māori side. And just being too good on the day and too good here with 10 minutes to go. It's by no means done, but they are the better side with the kick to come at 36-0.
Ashley Matapo from Westlake Girls High School, the try scorer. It did feel a sense of inevitability when they're that close to the line, New Zealand Māori, with the ball carriers that they have. Some of those tight forwards have been on form, might be an understatement, because they are just unstoppable. So 36-0, the conversion unsuccessful. And Niue, still a lot to play for them. They'll need a try in this tournament, and still got a chance in this game. New Zealand Māori, they'll be thinking a little bit ahead towards some challenges they'll face later on in the tournament and how they can prepare themselves properly for another matchup, potentially with Samoa.
And they'll take something out of this, Samoa, from what Niue have done. They've frustrated them. They've forced them into a lot more errors this afternoon than they came up with yesterday. There's some signs here that the New Zealand Māori will know that they'll need to be better at and pick up and work on, which isn't always a bad thing as a coach. You never want to be settling for or being content with your performance. You always want to find some work-ons. And that's the big one for them, working out of this game going forward.
Ball knocked forward there. Janisha Blakelock knocking the ball on. And the carry. And so Niue, here, a scrum.
Yeah, nothing intentional, but it looks like one of the Niuean defenders got their hand to the ball just as Blakelock was running through. And a bit of fortune, but he got to ride that and take that. There's that opportunity we've been asking for the last couple of minutes.
They'll be wanting to finish strong, Niue. They have played in stages of this game astutely on defence and created a few things on attack, as Westland uses a bit of footwork at the line, commits a couple defenders.
They've improved as the game has gone on attacking-wise. Their shape's got better. Their ability to see stuff on the edges has got a little bit better. They've gone away from just trying to crash the ball over.
Tony, one quick ball. The more they can speed things up and really make this New Zealand Māori side scramble defensively, the better. Again, slow ruck ball, slow to get up. New Zealand Māori a lot of time here to collect themselves as they go. Wriggling out of a tackle and going towards the line.
You get a penalty for the head high.
O'Reilly Aki ducking under a high one there.
And that's about the third or fourth occasion they've gone really, really close.
A repeat set now for Niue.
They'll
6
convert one of
tackles.
those soon. They'll convert one.
Vakanofiti with the carry. Close to the line. They're using their size to try and bash their way over. Oh, nearly getting away. Is Westland. Niue, third tackle. Just looking to drag away defenders and offload. And clattering under them, over the line. Push back, spinning, getting the ball to ground, does she? You can hear the crowd, they're begging for it. The referee checks with his assistants and awards the try. Niue have scored!
And look what it means to them. Look what it means, and you can hear the crowd, the elation from everybody. Wonderful moment for Niue in this PYC Pasifika World Cup.
Zerlin Vakanofiti gets the first try for Niue here at the Pacific Youth Cup. And you can see what it means to the team. They're set alight in jubilation, and the crowd coming alive, begging for the referee to blow the whistle and award it. Look at that.
And a wonderful effort from Vakanofiti, because she had some work to do. There were 3 defenders around her trying to hold her up, and she had to recognise the space where she was. She had enough awareness about her to spin out and then find the ground. It wasn't as simple as going through them and putting the ball down. So a wonderful effort from Vakanofiti, wonderful effort from Niue, sticking with it, great reward for them.
A lot of reward. So deserved that try for the effort that they've put into this game, the way that they've defended. They've never given up. There's been occasions where New Zealand Māori have looked certain to score, but players have stayed in the fight and put in those extra efforts to ensure that they could keep them out. And despite the scoreboard, Niue can be very proud of the improvement that we've seen from them already in this tournament. In day 2, they have scored their first try, and they've held the New Zealand Māori to a scoreline that probably doesn't properly replicate or reflect how well how much possession and territory they've had and how many try-scoring opportunities they've had. They've been frustrated. It's 36-6.
Very much so, and a wonderful effort and showing from Niue to grow and come back from their performances yesterday and keep the belief, keep the faith. It'll be huge to see how far they grow just from that try alone. And as you say, they've been full of effort today, been outclassed in some areas, but they've more than matched their opposition for the effort and desire and the will to play for that Niuean jersey.
That's the key word there, desire, isn't it? At no point for Niue have you ever seen a lack of desire from the players. And that's something to really be admired from this Niue side. New Zealand Māori, they've been classy. They've put 36 points on them. They've had to work for it. And now Niue, you can feel a new energy amongst the team. They've proven that they can score on these top sides. Vakanofiti, the try scorer. Now Aki, Tongiatama.
And even that's better than what they were doing at the start of the game with the one-out runs. Just get it into the halfback's hands. Go one pass play. Unfortunate they come up with the error, but it's a lot better than just trucking it up and making it easy for the defenders. You're just making them think a little bit.
Tapiro with the error. Māori. Just over 3 minutes left in the second half. Good carries. Ashley Matapo. She's set up a try. She scored one of her own. There again. Liafe. Connolly lurking in support. These tight forwards for New Zealand Māori. Starting to play with some freedom. As Gray turns it inside, and it's Blakelock on the carry. Smith, Gray, cut inside, picked up Aki. And Niue now have possession. An error from the New Zealand Māori hasn't gone all their way today.
And it's amazing what a positive moment in the game can do for your energy. And just from scoring that try, they look a lot more energetic than they were 5-10 minutes ago, Niue, just on the back of that try. Now, have they got more energy or have they gained it? No, it's all mental. But the positivity from scoring gave them the ability to drive and that desire that we spoke about to, again, force the Māoris into errors and get the ball back. And they're going to finish this game strong.
And attacking this time, a quick dart down the short side in the hands of Deirdre Walker, Tuele Tufunga. Aki, wide ball, Westland stepping. Balanced footwork there from Westland. She's been dangerous at times. Aki kicks, and it's a good kick. It'll go to hand, collected nicely, trying to cut back on the inside or get an offload away, but unable to. Was Siosiwa.
Nearly went the right way again. They just couldn't take the ball cleanly enough. Full credit to the defence from the Māori. Were able to smother and get the right tackle to stop the ball from coming out. And sometimes you've got to make the play go your way, and then the Niue side nearly did that on that occasion.
Both teams tiring here as we get into the final minute of this match. Nakua unrelenting in her effort, however. She's been carrying hard since the first minute. As New Zealand Māori will get one last shot. 40 seconds left. And all the play heading their way. This time breaking away. Matapo in the corner. Ashley Matapo. No flag up. He's checking with his assistants. And he's awarded the try. So Ashley Matapo scores her second try.
And some real strength from Matapo. Fends one off. Fends the second, third. Carries one over. And a wonderful display of strength and power and pace from the back rower out on that left edge. As you say, second try closes off the game. And whilst the scoreline says 40-6, Niue can be really proud of their efforts. On the other hand, New Zealand Māori will be a little bit frustrated with some of the moments in their play. But happy to come away with the win, walk away with it unscathed. They've had some brilliant moments of individual play. Olive Connolly has been outstanding in both attack and defence, her and Matapo. Claudia Finau strong in the middle as well. And there'll be a real threat in this competition going forward.
Cook Islands can look at real improvement, just 20 points conceded on either side of the halves today. Yesterday they conceded 10 tries. And that time, 10 tries each side of the break, 88-0 the final score against New Zealand Māori and Samoa, who they lost to, 78-0. And today at full time, they've scored a try. And they've at times repelled New Zealand Māori very well in defence. And at full time here, 40-6. New Zealand Māori will take the win, but Niue can take a lot of pride out of what is a great performance.